You know what? I just realized that I didn't hit the go live button while the countdown was going on.
Yeah, she's still on
Well,
vacation, Jay.
cheers. Oh yeah, I'm still in vacation mode for sure. Well, you know what? We gonna miss the countdown this time. It's okay. It's fine. Whatever. Anyway, how are we looking on IG?
Let me pull it up.
Yeah,
Let me
because
make sure we.
I know you be on top of things.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we live on IG
We look good. Okay.
and we live on YouTube.
Yeet. All right. Oop. Background. Somebody
I
gotta
got
mute.
it.
Somebody gotta
I'm
mute
cutting it off
something.
now.
First, we gotta take a toast.
I'm with it.
Let's do this.
Okay. What?
What
Eddie,
the
what is
hell is
that?
that?
Right. What is that?
Water, man. I gotta get my liquids in, bro. I don't look as fresh as y'all, man. I don't
What?
look as fresh as y'all.
I haven't been
Hey,
drinking. I haven't been
you
drinking,
can drink
especially
water,
on
but
this
you need some
show.
alcoholic beverages.
I know,
Okay.
bro. I know it's bad luck, right?
You don't got nothing?
You
Like
fucking up the church's money.
wow. Wow. Okay.
Yo, Bishop
What
TDJ.
You 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 fucking up the building fund.
please don't make me laugh because I don't have time for this right now.
I'm sorry. Yo,
Not
Jay
the
quick,
building
bro. He's
fund
so quick
though.
with it.
He is. He a mess. He back in full effect, obviously.
The building fund is fucked up. Motherfucker, we gonna cheer up my man. And listen,
No doors
we
this
here.
year. No windows this year.
Happy fourth. You know what I'm saying? Listen up. Based on what SCOTUS did the other day, and if you don't know what SCOTUS is, that's the Supreme Court. Y'all better get y'all freedom papers together because they're gonna start asking for those real soon. I'm
Oof,
telling you.
Oh, that's what we
facts.
doing.
You heard it here first. Get your freedom papers in order.
Look at Careless face.
Just go vote, bro. Like go vote. like
That-
vote. Don't
They
be
gonna,
stupid.
they gonna have us out here. I'm telling you, we're gonna be in ICE with a whole birth certificate talking about I was
Uh-huh.
born here.
Yeah,
Stop
it's
it.
crazy right now. I'm hearing the same thing, man.
Hey, just stay prayed up and stay strapped up. How about that? I'm just saying.
Prayed up and strapped up. Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
We, we going straight to hell. This all that is. What's all that?
I mean, you never know. It could get crazy. You never know. Hold on. I think Jay Mitch is trying to join. I don't know if he's ready yet,
Well,
though.
do the damn intro, woman.
Oh, I'm first. Right now, we're not in intro mode because we in like getting everything together mode. So I'm like, I didn't want to officially do the
This
intro.
could be
Once,
a good time for Eddie to go get a damn libation.
I know,
oh
right?
yeah,
Let me go
it
get one
is.
real quick. Let me
Sorry,
get one.
we're peer pressuring Eddie into a drink.
That's right.
Got one.
Peer
Got
pressure.
one. Got one.
My
Hold
man.
on.
All right,
You
let's
got
raise
one?
them up.
Hold on.
Oh, there go Jay Boogie.
Yeah,
Jay.
I'm in
Oh
here.
no.
Hold on. Let me get right. Let me get right.
Okay, come back with a drink in your hand, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're gonna wait for him. What we're gonna do?
Anyway,
Anyway, go.
it's this Freestyle Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple of things on my mind. Folks, if you are on, hey, Lord, if you are on the line, if you are listening live, if you have a topic you want us to talk about, throw it up in the chat.
Ooh.
We'll get to it. I promise.
Ooh, I like
Yes.
this.
We live today, baby. We live.
We super live. We're kicking off the summer. We're gonna keep it fun and keep it light. We missed y'all these last couple of weeks. 2 weeks for me. I think 3 weeks for Jay.
Yeah,
And
man.
maybe 2 weeks for Eddie or 3 weeks for Eddie too.
My
Maybe.
tip for Tat Nation, I missed y'all.
I know, right? Okay, I don't know what's up with Jay Mitch.
All right, we're gonna have to go ahead and do this toast, man. Cause
Okay, let's do the toast.
Jay at the house making the damn beer.
Oh. All right. Okay. What are we cheersing to? Because you know it's rare that I drink on the
We
show.
cheering to
Anyways.
50. We cheering to great co-hosts like Eddie and Jay and my girl Carolyn. You know what I'm saying? Big up to the Tip for Tat Nation. We cheering for love.
50-50. You dead?
Clank. I am ready. Woo! Are we ready to get this thing officially popping or no? Because
Let's
I'm
go.
one. All right. Well,
Get your weight up.
Get my weight up. We ready? What we doing?
Go ahead.
You threw me off now. I was all like, now, okay. Anyway, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Tit for Tat podcast. I'm Carolyn. I'm one of your hosts.
I'm Jay Moore, and I'm the Tit for Tat, and she is the Tit for Tat, and we have our Tit for Tat Nation. We got Eddie on the line. We got Jay coming on. My Tit for Tat Nation. Let's go.
Let's go.
That was so good.
I'm used to it. I kind of like it.
Did y'all not miss Jay doing that last show? Because I was like, at the beginning of the show, I was like, I ain't even going to attempt to replicate that. We're going to have to miss out on that today, unfortunately, sadly. But we've had a lot going on the last couple of weeks, but we're back. We're so excited. Yes. We missed you guys. This is the kickoff to the summer season, so we didn't choose a set topic. We're going to bounce around. We're just going to have fun. We're going to have some drinks. And, summer 2024, Jeezy said, I'm single as a dollar bill out here. So, let's toast to the single as a dollar billers out here.
toast to the killers and the dollar billers.
Okay, we're going to drink to that.
For the cats that ain't got no feelings.
Okay. Shout out to the cancers.
I couldn't let you finish that bar by itself, man.
I didn't know the bar. Is it a New York thing?
Mob D.
What? You know Jay from Queens, man. Got to represent
Queens. Get the money, baby.
Yeah, we got a lot of New York.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
A lot of New York in the house. Okay, what's up?
All right. So Jay's here. Jay got his drink. So I got a quick top I want to touch on. We freestyling, Jay. I got one. I'm hearing a lot of women. I'm hearing a lot of conversation. I've been having a lot of conversations about women wanting leaders, a leader as for a man in their relationship, and the topic of leadership is coming up a lot. And I would like to know, what is leadership? What does that look like? Can we define that? And let's dig into that just for a little bit, because I've got some thoughts. And I would love to hear from Carolyn first about, I need, from a woman's standpoint, define leadership, especially when it comes to a relationship and your man. Please hook a brother up.
Dang, I didn't know I was going to get put on a spot.
You the woman.
I know we gotta get some ladies to put it in the chat. But I think leadership to me looks like a lot of things. For one, it looks like security, right? Because I want to feel secure with a man. And I think when men take on that leadership role where he's kind of like handling things and I can trust him to make good decisions as far as the relationship is concerned, then that's leadership. That it's when also letting a man take control of the situation. Now, I've been told I have a hard time doing that. So I might not be the best, woman perspective, because I have a hard time, quote unquote, like my sister likes to say, letting a man be a man. But in my defense, and I think a lot of single women who are used to just doing everything on their own, like that is kind of like, we have to learn that. That is, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm with a man that I respect, I mean, I wouldn't be with a man if I didn't respect him, but if I'm with a man, then I have a lot of respect for him and I do look at him as a leader, but I also might not always seamlessly let him take that leadership role, because I, as a single woman who am used to doing things on my own, I'm the leader when I'm single, right? I'm the one doing everything. I'm the one making the decisions. I'm the one, doing everything and making the decisions. So I think a lot of women may have to actually learn and understand like what that means and how to let a man lead. I also think as far as leadership is concerned, it's covering. Like, and when I say covering, I mean like covering emotionally, covering spiritually, just having things covered. It's nice to, as a woman, I feel like, because I hear a lot of men say they want women to be in their feminine energy, like y'all want us to be soft and nurturing, but we have to be put in a position to do that in terms of the men that we're dealing with. Because if you as the man are not making me feel safe, then I cannot be in my feminine energy. If you as the men are not taking care of things, I can't be in my, like, let me just sit back and chill and like be a helpmate when needed, or whatever the case may be. Because if the woman's role is to be a helpmate to the man, then that's fine. That means the man's in the leadership role, but you have to actually be a leader. You have to actually be taking care of things, in the sense, so I can come in and bring the softness to the relationship and just help you as needed and support you as needed and be your cheerleader as needed.
Okay. Jay, Eddie, Jay, I'm interested. Both of you, Eddie, I don't know as much as your background. Eddie, Jay, I know you got a military background, and I know in the military, they really hone in on leadership in certain aspects. Can you kind of talk about how you've taken that and kind of instituted that into your marriage? And Eddie, kind of the same as a married man, like kind of give me your synopsis on your leadership and how you have instituted into your respective relationships.
Sure. And Carolyn touched on it, and when she was talking about how, a woman doesn't want to, be in a leadership role when she's in a relationship because, she was doing that while she was single. And I think, what's interesting there is you have to understand the concept. To be a leader, you have to have someone to lead. So you have to be able to have people that believe in you and that believe you are capable of actually leading them. If you don't have that, if you don't have that in a partner, if you don't have that in a wife, girlfriend, what have you, then you can't be a leader. There has to be buy-in from the people being led for you to actually be a leader. Because if you don't have that buy-in from them, then you won't be an effective leader. They won't trust what you say. They won't do what you say. They won't follow what you say without question. They won't have trust in you. So, I've always tried to keep that in mind and consider, how do I get my spouse, my girlfriend, the person I'm involved with, how do I get them to believe in me? How do I get them to believe in my goals, my aspirations, and my way of getting there? So that's something I always try to keep in mind.
Great point, Eddie. What you got?
Oof. Well, man, I've been blessed, man. I made a lot of mistakes. I think I've ruined every relationship I've ever been in by lying and deceiving and doing all the unoriginal. So I think I learned from myself eventually. We all got to take inventory in all of our relationships, and then we find our way, find a way to grow from it. And then eventually I got married, and in the marriage space, I'm a first generation father, so I never seen it done before. I'm really
Did not know that.
freestyle. Yeah, I'm first generation father. My father was trash. His father was trash. So I'm over here trying to clean up their mess. You feel me? In real time. So yeah, I don't really have a template, so to speak. But really, at the end of the day, I'm heavy in church. I'm heavy in the Word, and I let that guide me. I put the ego aside because I've seen, when I unpack my own life, my ego ruined every relationship I've ever been in. Like just gang banging over bacon. Just stupidness. And you realize you can't do that in the house with kids, in the house with a woman you're trying to build legacy with. Then you got to put the ego away. The conundrum is that ego works well at work. That's how you kill it at work, right? Everybody love you because you the man with all the numbers and the high, you got another bonus because your ego. But at home, it don't work. It works against you. It's counterproductive, and I had to learn that the hard way. But I have to practice meekness at home, and I have to really come in. I have to lead from a place of mistake. So I always tell my kids, because I heard a long time ago through what I call a veteran parent, who told me that your kids are going to go through 3 stages in their life. They're going to idolize you as a man. Then they're going to demonize you. Usually in their teens, they demonize you. Then when they become in their 20s, they humanize you. They realize, oh, dad wasn't all that bad. He was going through things. So I've realized that my little cheat code, and I don't know, I'll let you know if it works, but it's working now. I lead from a place of mistake. I tell my kids all the foul stuff I did and why you should learn from what I did, so you don't do the same mistake. and I always put everything in the context in lessons with them. I'm like the rated R version of Cliff Huxtable. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna tell you why that's messed up. Come here, Theo. Let me tell you why you shouldn't do that. See this?
No, that's dope. I heard a couple of things. Here's something that's interesting, right? We talked about Jay kind of alluded to it. I think Eddie, you did too. There has to be buy-in, and this is where it gets interesting, right? In all the leadership positions I've ever been in, all the trainings I've ever been in, one of the things that I had to learn also was, in order to be a great leader, you had to be, or at least a good leader, you had to be a great follower. You had to learn how to follow, right? And oftentimes being a follower means sometimes putting that ego aside, Eddie, like you talked about, and supporting somebody, even though I'm not saying they're going to lead you down the wrong trail, but if we make a decision together, or we feel as though, you know what, you made the decision, I'm going to support that no matter what, that support is just as important as whether or not you're right or wrong in your decision, because I'm here to follow your lead. I find that I feel like, in particular, and this is not a generalization, but I think some people, men and women, who've never grown up with an actual leader inside the household, either they have to kind of figure it out, like Eddie talked about, or they don't try to figure it out and they just go off what they think a leader should be or is, and it lands totally different, right? Or it lands wrong, right? And then, or once they run into a leader, a real one, they don't know how to handle that, right? And this is where a lot of conflict happens, right? And so, Kayla, to your point, if you've been doing it all your life and you've never seen a leader, and then all of a sudden you get with a guy who knows how to lead, do you step back and be like, you know what, let me pay attention or try to understand this thing I've never seen before? Or this thing that I'm not sure what exactly is going on, but I feel like he's a leader, but I'm not sure. Like, how do we get past that? Because I feel like there's a big gap in folks really understanding the concept of leadership, but also the concept of being a good follower.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really great question. I just think now that I'm older and more experienced and have a more healthy, emotional mind state and mental mind state altogether, I would say yes. Like it's very interesting because I'm, kind of seeing someone now who is very much different from any other man I've ever dated in terms of like just things like that, being a leader, providing clarity, those type of things. And so I do find myself just like trying to chill and sit back and just watch and observe and be quiet, something that I struggle with very much. It's just being quiet. So I'm
You're not the only one, sis. You're not the only one. It's a lot of y'all out there.
But women who are, again, like, y'all got to give single women who are doing it on their own and doing it well a little bit of grace, because
Absolutely.
we don't know, like, we have been doing it on our own for so long. Like, we're like, me personally, I'm so conditioned to not even, like, I remember one time I was at my sister's and my brother-in-law's house for something, and I started to take the trash out, and there were like several men there. And this girl asked me, she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm taking out the trash. It's full. It needs to be taken out." And she was like, "Girl, it's all these men around here, and you're going to take out the trash?" And like, when she said it, it made so much sense. Like, at the time, I didn't think anything of it because I always take out my own trash.
Equality.
But, well, I don't mind taking out the trash. I don't necessarily feel like just because there are men here that I should not have to take out the trash. But then also, I can understand that thought process with other women who have been around or been in relationships or been around men who, like, real men leaders will do that kind of thing. They would never let a woman take out the trash if they're sitting there and they see a woman doing that. They'd be like, "Put that down," So I think that in that space, it can be difficult. But yeah, I would encourage women to sit back and watch and observe. If you're dealing with this man, then there should already be some level of trust that you have in him. You know, it might not be a lot because things might be new, but I feel like if you're dealing with a man, if you're dating him, going out with him, whatever, like there's something about him that you feel like is good, or that there's some potential for him to be a good leader. So I think you just have to kind of wait and see how he moves, but let him lead that. Let him lead. And this is something I'm learning. Let him lead, you know, in the communication, like let him lead, let him lead. And then you kind of follow his lead. Something that I do when I deal with a man, or I did in the past, is like, I'm so focused on me and what I want, then I will do things that I think come off as a bit aggressive, you know, and like not allowing the man again to lead or to do or to plan or to make this decision or whatever. And I think it has hurt me in relationships before because I like come across as doing too much, I guess.
What's an example?
That's a good question. What's an example? I don't know. Maybe like this has happened in the past, but maybe like even me taking initiative to be intimate in a relationship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm learning that that's something that you really should kind of let the man lead with, because, and not to say like as a woman you should deny yourself if that's what you want to do or whatever the case may be, but I just think it's better to get a feel for where he's at with it. And then if he tries to, you know, take it there, initiate something more or a different level, not just necessarily sex, but just a different level in y'all's relationship, period, then you can just sit back and decide as a woman, you know, are you ready for that? Or if that's something that you think is a good idea. Whereas in my past, I've just decided this is what I want to do and this is what's happening. And that hasn't always worked out well for me. So,
no, you know, I'll say this, that reminds me of my wife. Like, I remember when her and I got together, and like, I'll say this, I was super single too. And I remember I used to cook and clean by myself. And I remember she almost got offended when I would cook and clean, iron my shirt. She'd be like, why don't you let me do that? And I didn't know how to let her. I didn't know how to let anyone do that. So to your point about taking out the trash, I didn't know how to let someone say or wait on somebody to cook for me. I've never been cooked for. My mom hardly cooked for me. She had to work 100 hours a day to get it popping, you know? So I had to learn how to cook and clean and do laundry and iron my clothes. So there were times where she would stay, back when we were dating, she would stay with me for weekends and be like, wow, what do you want me to do here? I'm like, what do you mean? I just want you to be here. Oh, but you cooking and you cleaned and you straightened up. I'm like, well, that's just what I do. What do you mean? Right. Like, well, I want to, she was telling me, let me do that. Let me take out the trash, so to speak. And I remember it was a weird thing for me to be like, oh, okay. Because I never knew how to let a woman be a woman, if that's what I'm saying.
Nah, I know. I feel you on that because I'm the same way. To this day, it's very few women that's ever cooked for me.
Yeah, and I remember that was, but then I had, to your point, Carolyn, I had to learn to like let her express herself to me, because that was her love way to kind of let me know, like, I want to hold something for you. I want to take some of this weight off of you. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm with it.
And Jay, I saw your face. It's not because they didn't offer.
Okay, all right.
It's just my nature.
Okay, I got you.
You know what I mean? So no, I've been offered. It's just my nature, kind of like Eddie. I raised my brother and my sister since I was 9. We were latchkey kids. So cooking was something that I had to cook for us. And so it just became something that I always did. And it's funny you talk about, wow, like I never thought or never felt like it was a woman's job per se. I never wanted to be that person. But if they offered, it was like, don't worry about it. I just, like Eddie said, I just want you here. Just be cool. And it's interesting that I think my mother told me this. She was like, you have to allow people to fit into your life some sort of way. Right? Because she, for a long time, she swore to God I was never going to get married. Because I was so self-sufficient. I was so self-contained.
My mom said the same thing, bro. Same thing.
Yeah. So I had to learn that. So let me ask y'all this. And this is for everybody. And then we can move on to another topic. When a woman meets a man, what can men do to at least give some clues that he's a leader? Because how's a woman going to know she's dealing with somebody who can lead? right? Does she have to wait a while to figure that out? Or is there something that men can do off the break to show that, oh, you messing with a real one?
I think take initiative might be one, like especially like early on in the dating process, like plan dates, call and say, hey, be ready at 8, wear this, dress like this, or put on some heels, or what, like dress casually, like whatever. Because again, it's that covering, it's that you're making me feel very secure that these are things that I don't have to worry about. Like as a man, I want to feel like you are coming into my environment and making things easier for me in the way that I need you to. And I think that's as a woman too, but we need different things from each other, right? Like I need a man to lead. Like I would love that, like, because I get tired of making all the decisions, or even like just doing stuff around the house, like hanging stuff up. Like it would just be so much easier if I had someone that could do those things for me. And I could do a lot of things by myself, but when I don't have to do certain things, it makes me be able to feel like, oh, I can sit back and rest. And then not only that, I am so appreciative of stuff like that. Like you're much more likely to get, affection and kisses and hugs and all the things that you might want, because you're putting me into a space where I can just chill and like not have to worry about anything. So I would say take initiative is one, and try to come in and take some things off of her plate. That anything that you can take off her plate, if she's a good woman, she'll be appreciative of that, and she will reward you for that in whatever way, she does.
Okay. Fellas, what y'all got?
I mean, if it's like a first date or a first kind of engagement, like we connecting for the first time, I think for me, I always my flag is really trying to find out who she is. I know that a lot of women always been I've always told me that at times when they go out with a man for the first couple times, the man's always talking about them. The man's always talking about their needs. But sometimes you almost throw them for a doozy when you like, hey, so where are you from? And what you like? And what do you do usually on Saturday? A lot of times when you make it about what they're about, then they kind of listen and they go, oh, wow, this guy wants to really know me. And it seems like he's trying to make himself of service in some way. Because most women are used to guys promoting themselves. Yo, I know Diddy and them. You know what I mean? I used to be part of like Jay's crew. Like, okay. So when girls kind of hear like, bro, he ain't even talk about his job once and it's been an hour. He's talking about my job. He's talking about the Redskins or whatever. And it's like,
that's good.
Women kind of peep that. Women aren't stupid at all. Women, even the quietest ones are peeping game, and they like, yo, this dude ain't talking about himself, and it's been 45 minutes. He ain't said nothing about nothing. He's asking about me.
Yeah,
and right
I would
away,
agree with that.
Know, oh, this dude's a leader because he.
That was a dating secret I used to tell guys back in the day. I'd be like, don't say shit for the first 3 dates. You'll be in smash mode by the 4th. I promise you. At the latest.
Wow.
You got
not smash mode.
I'm saying pound town.
I can't.
But those were my 20s. That was back in the day. I don't say those things no more.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do think there's some truth to that. I do think whenever men are able to if you're able to come in and put a woman in that place of like, she doesn't have to worry about anything, you will get what you want and much sooner, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. And that's kind of how I would operate in the situation. But I'm just now starting to deal with men that even do that. So we'll see.
Jay, any last comments on this particular topic before I try to transition to something else?
Actually, no. I mean, Eddie pretty much was along the same lines I was thinking. Just be aware and observe, and just communicate that you see them, you hear them, and and you get an understanding of them to where you can meet their needs as they as needed. So yeah, I think pretty much hit it right there on the head.
The last thing I would say before I switch, and you spark something. Ladies, promote good behavior. If he does something that you like, especially in leadership form, congratulate. Hey, thanks, bro. Thanks for stepping up and planning this date. thanks for doing this. Thanks for doing that without me having to ask you. Because what you're doing is you're promoting good behavior, and that man will continue to keep doing those things. He'll want to do those things because he loves the fact that you see that. Men like to know that the shit that we're actually giving effort for is recognized.
Facts.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree with that. Something
that
I'm
is
also learning.
Like we're not looking for awards. We're not looking for money. We're not a simple thank you for doing that. I see you, brother, can go a long way. Now I'm a hit y'all a little something. I heard a story one day about, and this is everybody's story. Eddie, this could be you, right? Eddie, you're married. Your wife, what's your wife's name?
Shan.
Shayna?
Oh, Shan, like Chantilly without the Tilly.
Oh, Shan. Okay, Shan. You cheat on Shan. And Shan, this ain't real. It's just an example. Shan, you cheat on Shan. Y'all go to therapy. Woo, 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 woo. Shan's like, I'm going to stay with you, Eddie. But you're going to have to rebuild the trust. Quick question, and you may not know the answer to this. How do you rebuild the trust? Do you know? Like, do you have an idea?
Me personally, I would bow out, man. I don't like being on probation personally. I would end it. I would end it.
Okay, cool. But let's
the
just
marriage.
say
Oh yeah, I can't be on probation, man. Because I had a girlfriend. My bad. Go ahead, Jay.
No. Let's just say you stuck around.
Okay.
You decided to stick around. Women will say, we need to rebuild, you need to rebuild the trust. But what I think we don't hear is the how. Right? Or a woman would say, I need reassurance from you. Blah, blah, blah. But what we don't hear is the how, right? How do I reassure you? How do I regain that trust? Do I come home every day at the same time at 6 o'clock and do I tell you I love you every day and that there's no other woman in this world that's for me except you? What are the things that we need to do, or what are we not saying when we talk about, hey, I need this or I need that? Because what we're not saying is, how do you do it? Any thoughts on that? I don't know if that came off convoluted or not. I hope I was clear, but it just hit me the other day when I was hearing a story about a man who he got caught cheating, and his wife wanted to stay. I mean, he wanted to stay with his wife, but she's like, if you're gonna stay, I need you to rebuild the trust. But she never said how. And is there a time limit? Like, is there a point of, if I do all these things, are you going to give me a fair shot? Or are we going to start from scratch?
Yeah, I've been there, done that, bro. And I from my experience, just my experience, she never forgave me. Matter of fact, she threw it in my face every chance she could. As much as I was in the straight and narrow, doing everything she wanted, and then some. Gave her access to my phone, access to everything, bro. Like everything. Anytime like if I took the last bowl of cereal, yeah, like throwing that in my face. Every single chance she could get any argument, she'll bring in the girl that I was messing with, And at the end of the day, bro, now that I'm married and in my different space, and I'm gonna say something weird, and y'all probably gonna hang up on me right now, and I'll forgive y'all. I don't think I want a woman who would forgive me if I cheated. I don't think I want a woman to forget. I want her to be gone. I want her to be like, yeah, bro, you cheated.
Why do you say that?
Because I think at the end of the day, there's something that breaks in a woman when you cheat on her. Like, we don't like to say this enough, but women got bigger egos than we do.
Oh no, that's a fact. I'll say it all day.
When you break that idol in them, they may take you back. They may pretend like we good again, but there's something about, they're gonna look at you different. Everything's gonna be different. It won't be the same. Like you'll know that something's broken. And my only answer to your question is probably get professional help. Like go see therapy, because you can never do it yourself. But if you're trying, like I did, I went rogue and I was going gorilla at one point because I didn't know about therapy back in them days. But bro, it wasn't worth it. It was not worth it. I broke it. I got to pay for it.
So that's an interesting concept, because Jay and Carol, I love to hear your answer, because what Eddie's saying is really for real, in this situation, it's a lose-lose. Let's just go ahead and go our separate ways. Is it possible to rebuild? And if so, how do we have that conversation on how to do that?
I don't know. Go ahead, Jay.
No, ladies first.
I think from my perspective, I do think it's possible. I have forgiven cheating many times. So I think that it starts with like, are y'all really friends? Is friendship truly the basis of your relationship as it should be? And we know in a lot of marriages and a lot of relationships, it's not. A lot of people are getting together out of lust, out of convenience, like just not like necessarily being good friends with whoever they're in a relationship or marriage with. But if you do that, I think that it's definitely possible to get back to that space. It is going to be difficult. As someone who has been cheated on and forgiven, I think for me, the biggest thing is you obviously have to change your behavior, because women are not stupid. And a lot of women know the man is cheating long before they get concrete evidence that their man is cheating. They know, because men have patterns. Men do things a certain way. And y'all not the tightest and the smoothest with y'all's cheating. Y'all sloppy in general. So I'm just saying. So we know. So some women will just need that, that confirmation. And then when that happens, it's like, okay, you can't be repeating the same patterns that you was repeating before. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, when my ex was cheating on me, he was in the streets a lot, like without me, obviously. So like one of the things whenever he would try to get back good with me or try to build trust with me again was, you can't be in the streets all the time now. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I am going to think when you're in the streets, you're cheating like you was before. Not to say you can't go anywhere, because I'm not like that. Because one thing about me, like I like to move and have freedom to do what I want to do. So I'm never going to be the one that's like, no, you can't go, you can't go out or throw a fit if you go out. Like I'm going to let you do you.
But you did say you made it seem like he does need a limit going out though.
Yeah, you need to limit it. Like if it's your boy's birthday or something like that, fine. But like just going to hang out on Friday night every weekend like you used to do, like, no. And honestly, it would just need to be tapered. You wouldn't have to stop it altogether, but you just can't do it all the time at first. But I'm also a very forgiving person. Like I will get past it and I will not treat you differently after a certain point, but that's just me. And I'm not saying that's a good thing or it's not. Cause like Eddie, I feel like, cheating is such a violation. Like, and I think that it says there is a lack of respect for the other person that you're in the relationship with that you cheated on. I know a lot of men say, oh, it was just a sex thing. It doesn't mean I don't love my wife or I didn't love my girl or whatever the case. And I just got caught up in the moment. I had easy access, whatever. I still think that cheating is a sign of a lack of respect. And so that's, I think, the thing that you have to get past, because it's like, if I don't respect you, you're not going to respect me, right? I mean, that's just how it goes. So it's like, if I feel like that the way you're moving, you're not respecting me, then now why should I respect you? Now, I think a lot of women will react like talking to a man crazy or whatever. And I hear a lot of men say that too, that women talk to them crazy. Like, I don't understand that. If your woman is talking to you crazy at any point in time, there's a lack of respect there. Just going to put it there. Like, if a woman respects you, she will not talk to you crazy, period. But yeah, so for me, it's like you have to change up your patterns a little bit. You do have to give some verbal reassurance. Like, I'm not saying you have to apologize multiple times, but just, hey, you know, if you're going to the gym, I'm going to the gym, you know, I'll be there for a couple hours and I'll be home after that or something like that. Like, so now kind of like maybe checking in a little bit more or being more forthcoming about your whereabouts, but not necessarily in a way where you're reporting, if that makes sense. So I think things like that, like if a woman's forgiving, then she will eventually get over it if she really loves you.
But how though? And I guess that's what I'm stressing is you talked about you'll say to him it felt like you'll say in space you got to cut back on this or you got like is that the only thing that was going to help the issue, like help you get past it? He's got to cut back on going out. What else is it? Was there anything else, like, because I feel like there's a gap there.
I mean, doing nice things doesn't hurt. Like, you know, not like, I don't know, going on a trip or something. Like, it depends on like what you can do. It's like, yeah, you messed up. So now, you know, if you do something nice for me, that helps your cause. And that could be whatever type of woman you're dealing with. Some women, you know, they want something extravagant, like an expensive bag or some shoes or something like that. You know, some women are just like, you know, flowers or, you know, just something to make a woman feel like I really, really fucked up and I do not want to lose you. Like, this is very important for me to get across to you that I'm fucked up. I take accountability for it, but I do not want to lose you. So now I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make you see that I'm not trying to lose you.
Yeah, my situation was crazy, bro. Like, she weaponized her grief. Like, when I did buy her gifts, she was expecting it. Like, you could have got me this. And like she not gracious. Everything worked against me, man. I could have done everything. Could have got her a Ferrari and she would have been like, oh, of course you got me a Ferrari. What did you get?
My man said she weaponized her grief.
Facts, bro. Weaponized.
Women do that though. Women do. Like, I have personal friends who their husbands have cheated and it's like, he better get me some Tiffany's or,
extortion.
You know.
It's extortion.
Yo, total all day, bro. That's the best word. Extortion.
Yeah, to an extent. And I mean,
is that extortion? What's the word? Like, understood?
Yeah, absolutely. She was triggered by movies and shows. Like, if someone was kissing, she'd look over. Is this how you kissed her? Like, because I made the mistake of answering all her questions after the fact, which was the dumbest thing you ever do. Because you know, they sit you down and be like, "So Jay, what did you do? And how did you touch her? And where did you kiss her, bruh?" And I was a dummy. I thought I was playing into the healing by saying,
"You're not a dummy." It happened to me too, bro. We think answering the question is gonna help the cause,
bro. I'm thinking I'm playing into the healing.
That's just more ammo.
Exactly. All you do is give her bullets.
Face is melting off. Tell me, what was she better, bro?
Oh God.
Did she go down, bro? Did you hit it from the back, bro? Everything. And my dumbass said everything.
Yeah.
Thinking I was okay, because she was like, you know, they always sell it the same. I need to know. I need to hear.
Right.
I need to know. And I'm like, okay, I'll tell you.
Well, I would say it depends on the woman, because some women, no, seriously, honestly, it depends on the woman. Some women, if you answer whatever, no. Some women, if you answer whatever questions she has, that shows that you're being forthcoming about the situation and that you don't no longer have anything to hide. Like, I fucked up. This is what it is.
Nah, son. Nah. Fuck.
Seriously.
No, sir. Let me tell your black ass something.
How you gonna tell me?
I'm with Eddie. I'm never telling the details again. Let me tell you why. I admitted I cheated. God damn it, that's all you need to know. You're not getting no more details. You don't need to know the details. Because all you're doing is taking notes. And anytime we watching Love Jones or some bullshit, man, what? Nah, son. I'm with Eddie on this one.
If you don't give the details, then some women will interpret that as you got something to hide. I don't think that's a good move as a man.
I told you I cheated.
It doesn't. No. If we want to know details, I don't think I would want to know details. But I'm trying to think. Whenever I've had conversations with my ex who cheated on me repeatedly, like, Oh yeah, no. The more I knew, the worse I felt. Like,
But I was going to say, it's a time and a place. If you're in a space of hurt still, if you're still in a space of I feel disrespected, I've lost trust, all that information, that extra information, it isn't going to get you any closer to healing. Now, if you're in a place of healing, you're in a place of, you guys are going to therapy together, or even if, you're doing individual therapy, what have you. If you're in that space and you're able to take in that information and process it properly, then it actually can do some good. But them early stages where you lost some respect for this man, those early stages where you're looking at him like he just stabbed you in the back, that information ain't gonna do him any good, and it's not gonna do you any good.
Listen, me hitting him from the back and smacking that ass is not good information you need to know.
Yeah, and then the worst thing, I think on top of the worst thing, is that the girl that I cheated on happened to look nothing like the girl I was with. So that added to an
Was it an upgrade or a downgrade?
Well, I mean, I'll say I fucked up, if you will. Like, she was a Trini. She was a Trini chick, but the girl I was dating was this, a black girl. But anyways, I've said too much, bro. I've said too much.
Hey, Carolyn,
meanwhile,
if we cheat up, do y'all give us a little bit of a pass?
Nigga, bad, no. First of all, cheat. She looks so bad. None of my exes ever cheated up. So
Carolyn, me and you were together. I'm sorry, hold on. If me and you together and I get to smash Holly Berry, are you gonna be mad?
I mean, yeah, I would be mad. But I mean, whatever. It's Holly Berry. Like, I don't like. Okay, so here's where a woman's ego comes in, because she's never gonna think that whatever girl you cheated with looks better than her. Like, at the end of the day, it's just like, and I would, my ex, the bitches he cheated with, oh my god, if y'all seen these bitches, they're all super gutter hoes. Like,
but if they were bad chicks, would you be like, all right, I gotta,
no,
you know what I mean?
I would still be pissed off, because now your insecurities are gonna come into play on top of the fact that you feeling disrespected. Now you feeling disrespected and you feel insecure. Like, you're not good enough in some way. So it would probably be worse if she was better than you. But that is not the case in most circumstances, in my opinion.
Wait, you said, because I was going to ask random questions for podcasting's sake. Which would be worse? If in your eyes she was better than you, or if your eyes she was worse than you?
Like I said, in my opinion, I think that if a chick looked better than me, because we do have egos. I have a huge ego. So yeah, if she looked better than me, I would probably be even more pissed off, because now I'm feeling insecure, like I'm not good enough, or that's what you want instead of like me, because she looks that way instead of how I look. That's just me, but I can't speak for all women when I say that. But it would definitely trigger my insecurities, and my ego would be more bruised than anything else, and I would really get pissed off at that. So that's just me. Like, nigga, what? But I've never experienced that, because the women that my exes have cheated on me with be terrible. Like, they don't be cute at all.
Well, they must have been doing things that you weren't going to do.
Hold on now.
That's the case sometimes.
Don't trigger this woman. Do not trigger
her.
Or they could have just been easily accessible, and men, I would say little boys don't necessarily have the discipline to turn some shit down just because it's right in front of their faces. Like, that's more of it.
Well, maybe what was in their face wasn't accessible. Oops.
What? What you mean?
Maybe you won't give it up on demand, Nickel.
I highly doubt that any of my exes would say that.
Yeah,
I don't think that was the issue.
Yo, we going there. It's Freestyle Friday.
I'm just saying. I mean, I can call a couple of them, but I'm pretty sure that ain't going to be the issue.
Don't do that. You haven't said anything good about any of them. Do not do that.
Don't do what?
No, do not call them. You have not said a good thing on this pod about any of them.
Oh, I feel bad. Okay, they weren't that bad, but they just didn't get that. But
Yeah, you really haven't said that.
I also had a lot of because like at the end of the day, like I have a lot of flaws. I've grown a lot, but one thing I've always been is very loyal. Like you running around acting like a fool, and I look like this. But not only do I look like this, I am smart. I am kind. I have a good career. I have wonderful friends and family. I was raised in the church. Like I have way too many good qualities about myself for you to move and grimy with me. That's how I feel. So yeah, it's like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, okay.
And then you cheat.
And then you cheat with like some chick that don't even have her life together, got 2 baby daddies. Like,
Easy.
with
a book back.
Easy. We having a good day, Kelly. Flashbacks.
Because what do y'all really geek on?
I love this side of Carolyn.
You gotta relax,
this, mommy. I love when you talk like this, mommy.
I'm just saying, come on.
You gotta relax.
I'm very loyal. Like that's my best
Talk
quality.
your shit, mama.
All right, new topic. It's up to y'all. We gotta shift.
Well, no, Jay, you were talking about when we were talking earlier. You were talking about clarity, and so I want to talk about clarity for a second too, because and you know maybe that kind of ties into like a man being in that like that masculine leadership role. Because what I've noticed from like the type of men that I dated in my past compared to the type of men that I see now, they provide clarity. Like I've never like, just a quick example, like I hadn't heard from somebody that I'm talking to all day, you know, and I had sent like a text message earlier in the day. I didn't hear back. He calls me and he says, "Hey, I just want you to know, you know, I got your message, but I was, you know, on the flight and then this and this and that. And so I didn't want you to think that I was ignoring your text message." Like, and I was like, what? Like, because honestly, and that might be normal behavior for certain men, but like I personally have not experienced that type of clarity. Like I think that good men, real men, do a good job of providing clarity in a situation at every stage. Like wherever you guys are from start to beginning, you're not left questioning what's happening here. Where do I stand? What are we doing? Where are we trying to go with this thing? And I think that that's something that, I mean, I think that separates like the real men, from the boys. Like that's one of the biggest things. So, you know, I'd like to talk to you guys and say like, and maybe just like have this dialogue to give some advice to men out there, like about how to provide clarity and like kind of what are some things that you guys do to provide clarity, like what that looks like, and why you think that providing clarity is a good thing.
I'd say I provide clarity so you don't have to question my motives, and it helps with intent. Intent to me is something that, and I'm gonna keep screaming this from the mountaintops. Intent is something that we take for granted, and we really don't understand that concept. When you understand or know somebody's intent, it alleviates a lot of issues and assumptions about that person. And intent goes back to trust, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know that at the end of the day, that when you go out, you're gonna eat, right? When you go out, you're gonna eat a meal. Ain't gonna be no. So if we go out and I'm like, like you tell me you're hungry, and I'm taking a little extra time to feed you.
Mm-hmm.
If you trust me, you know I'm gonna get it done. I'll probably have a plan in place I just haven't told you about, but I just need you to trust me. My intent is not to make you starve, and this is a dumb example, but I'm trying to keep it simple. My intent is not to make you starve, but I do have a plan in place. I just need you to follow me as a leader and know and trust me that my intent is not to hurt you or make you starve, but I do have a plan in place so you will get fed.
But I think you make a good point there, because I think that if you, as a man, like a real man, if you are providing clarity in the situation, it makes it much easier for us to follow.
Oh, absolutely.
Or to
Absolutely.
buy into it, your vision, or whatever the case may be.
There's going to be some instances where we can provide clarity, and there's going to be some instances that you're going to have to lead with blind faith and understand intent. Right? And that goes back to being a good follower. Like, and understand, here something crazy I didn't say earlier. In a relationship, most of the time, the man's going to be the leader. But you know what? There are going to be times when you're going to have to lead as a woman. There's going to be times where we're going to look to you and be like, I need you to step up on this one. Right? Not all the time, but sometimes I'm going to need you to step up. Because this is a partnership. And you're just as capable of leading as me. And so in that spirit, sometimes, right, me providing clarity, or if I don't provide clarity, I need you to have blind faith, just like oftentimes I may need to do for you. And that's real shit. Like, I'm telling you, this, y'all know it. Like, relationships are complicated. They're extremely complicated, and they're like, it's deep. And oftentimes, and it's day to day, and oftentimes, like today, I might need somebody to be like, yo, I need to be held. Right? I just need a hug. And there are other days where I'm on my shit. Boom, 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 boom. Right? And I'm real like, and through all of that, some days I'm providing clarity, and then some days I'm not. Some days I'm a leader, sometimes I'm following. And so that clarity part is important. It's extremely important, but you may not always get it, which goes back to now understanding intent and which goes back to trust.
Yeah. But I also think that clarity can come in different forms too. Because say, for example, you are feeling a certain way, or so you're communicating to your partner something that you don't like, or something that, he or she did that offended you in some way. When your partner then takes that information and says, hey, I hear you. Your feelings are valid. I understand why you might feel that way. And, I'm sorry. And then go from there. That's also providing clarity in the situation.
Okay.
Because it's making you feel there's a reassurance there. Like, okay, like I don't have to make this a big thing. I don't have to drag it out. I can forgive. You know what I'm saying? Because you've acknowledged that, my feelings, and you've validated my feelings. And also you're now you're communicating back to me in a way that lets me know that you want to move past it. And that you understand like why I feel the way that I feel. And that again just keeps you in a place of clarity. You're not questioning, does he really care? Does he really mean what he says? What are we doing? Like, because that clarity, that reassurance allows you to feel like we're good. Let me let him, you know what I'm saying? Let me let him continue to lead or pace us in the relationship. Because personally, for me, that's been a big struggle of mine. Like, I feel like if a guy's taking his time, like, or if we go, I'll give you an example, like going 3 or 4 days or 5 or 6 days without seeing someone or hearing from someone, to me, that sends me. Like, I will be all in my head, all in my feelings about what that means. And usually it's not good. Usually it's oh, he don't really care. Like, if he cared, why would he better go 5 days without talking to me? Like, he ain't checked on me. He don't know if I'm okay. Like, could he got hit by a car? Anything, And that's just how I used to feel. But now what I'm learning is that that's not necessarily the case, right? That just might be the pacing of the man who should be leading the relationship. And he probably has a vision in terms of what he's trying to do here. But if I, as the woman, don't trust that, or I'm struggling with that, then I might not be able to like get on board with that or be a good follower, or just be patient and let things go at that pace, right? I may try to rush it. And then when I've done that, the man has felt pressure, right? Like I've heard that from more than one man that I've dated, that I apply pressure because I'm not one to necessarily go slow. And like, for one, I need constant reassurance. Like, what are we doing here? And then also, like, I'm not one that feels like if you're really into me, we wouldn't go 5 days without talking. But there are lots of reasons why that may be happening. And just because a man is going at a slower pace than what you're comfortable with doesn't mean that he's still not interested in you. He doesn't have a plan. He's not being intentional. He's not trying to provide clarity for you. He's just going at this pace, and you have to trust that and not sabotage it like I've done in more than one occasion. So I would definitely say that.
I would say to that though, if his pace doesn't benefit you, then that's a situation you might have to reevaluate. Because we all got different speeds, but if his speed has a negative impact on your feelings, whether it be you questioning yourself, in his eyes, or whether it's you questioning him and what he's doing, that might be a conversation that needs to be had between the two of y'all, to where at least he's made aware, this is the speed that works for me, and he can express, whatever his speed is, and y'all see if there's any kind of middle ground. Because, and even vice versa, if it's your speed not having a positive benefit for him, you know what I'm saying? Again, it's still a conversation that needs to be had, because it's one thing to say that person's got their thing and that's their preference and be okay with it and accept it, but it's another thing to accept it and it's doing something to you. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I think, men and women both got to be cognizant of when we're doing this dating thing. What are you accepting from that person that ain't doing much for you?
That's good stuff. Where do you?
Great point.
That's a real
where's the line you draw? Whereas you are trying to be like, you're not as comfortable with the pacing, or not even pacing. Maybe it's something else, and it does do something to you. Like, where is the line of, okay, this isn't going to work versus compromise? Maybe, like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, should you throw the situation away or walk away from the situation? Or
I think you should always go into it with an expectation and a spirit of compromise on all levels, but you have to have a line in the sand in that compromise. You know what I'm saying? Like, your compromise is gonna only be to this point, but at this point here, this is where I don't feel good about myself, or this is where, it doesn't bring me joy, it gives me anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Like, somewhere there has to be, you can do X, Y, Z, you know what I'm saying? But it stops there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once if it goes beyond, there's the issue.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. Personally, there was a situation where I was dating a surgeon, and I felt like she would text me or call me every 3 days, and I called her out on it one time because it felt fake to me. There was a certain pageantry that I kind of felt about it. Like, I felt like, you want to talk to me more. We feeling each other. This ain't just me. And I remember one time I literally said, I probably did what you did, Carolyn. I kind of called her out. I said, so every 3 days, huh? I said, what's up? I said, I know you feeling me because I'm feeling you. So let's stop playing this little industry games. I say, text me or call me when I reach out, and call me back. Don't do no 3 days on me. I know you a surgeon. I know you doing things, but you can reach out. And then she admitted to it, that she was scared that this thing was going at a speed that she was starting to feel real feelings. But I think sometimes the leadership part is where I call her out and be like, hey, it's kind of like a boss at work. You know, you call them out for being lazy at certain parts of the day. Like, hey, come on, man, you didn't respond to that. You didn't. Where's the spreadsheet on this? And sometimes when you catch somebody getting lazy in the relationship, they end up wanting to step up, and then that's your opportunity to see where they really are. Because in my opinion, a man treats his woman like his money if he feels that way about her. Because I would never call my banker every 5 days, every 3 days to check up on my money. I need to know my money every hour on the hour. You know, where's my money at? Where's my interest at? You know, where my stocks looking like? But if 5 days go by and you my banker, you ain't heard nothing from me, yo, he might be talking to another bank. Oops.
Is that
That's facts.
Good facts.
That's probably what it is.
I got bank accounts everywhere.
Exactly. Damn it. Turks and Caicos.
Cayman Islands, baby.
The Cayman Islands.
I got one more. I got another topic for y'all. And this one's gonna be a little fun. I did a poll the other day. If somebody was to say to you, your relationship with, we gotta talk.
Oof.
Is that a negative or positive thing? How do you take that? And why?
I think your initial reaction is that it's going to be something negative. I think that's just the initial reaction. But again, I think that if you think, like when I think about when I've said that, like when I've really felt like me and him need to talk, you know what I'm saying? It's more, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative thing. It's like, we need to talk. I need to let you know this is how I'm feeling, and I need to see how you feel about that. And then we need to go from there. Like some communication has to happen, you know, like that's what I mean when I say we need to talk. It's not like we need to talk. I don't think this is going to work out type of situation. Like it is just we need to talk because I need some clarity, or you know, something you did offended me, or, you know, we need to have some type of communication to get this out there and see like what we're going to do about it as a collective. That's my opinion. What do you guys think?
Guys,
Y'all got nothing to say? You don't like it?
Because it's like, it's to me, it's like you're trying to softball pitch us into a situation. Like, if we need to talk, then just start talking. I'm right here. I hear you.
what if you're in a place that you can't talk? Or you're in a negative spot, like you're just in the place where you like, if you're like you're at a ball game or you're out with the boys, and she's like, "Yo, we gotta talk," and so you can't talk right then. What do you like? How do you handle that?
And that's my thing. Like, wait till I get home.
So do you feel like if that happens and you're not available to talk, you're not home or whatever, and like your significant other is saying we need to talk, there's some urgency there? Like, because she knows, or he or she knows you're not available to talk at the moment, but they're still telling you we need to talk. So that to me says there's a sense of urgency there with us having a conversation.
See, I hear you with that, but I kind of like, I'm kind of iffy with that, only because if we need to talk about what? About XYZ. What about XYZ?
Right.
That second answer, we talking about it.
Sounds just like a man.
But what if they want to have the conversation with you in person?
What'd you say?
What if they want to have the conversation with you in person, which is why they said, I hit you with, I need to talk?
Then to me, then that's when you get, you know what I'm saying, call me when you can, because I have something to talk to you about. But that we need to talk, that's like, it's like once upon a time. You know what I'm saying? It's just the beginning of a story that usually has a certain direction. You know what I mean?
So you think it has a negative connotation? We need to talk is like it was a dark and stormy night.
You know what I mean? Like we need to. It was a dark storm. You know the shit ain't about. It's about to go left.
Maybe it is a dark and stormy night. Maybe
Exactly.
you in for a storm. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, it's about to start storming.
Oh my God.
Yo, I almost got, that would have saved my life if I would have. Quick story. If I would have texted this girl, we need to talk, I think it would have saved my life. There was a moment I almost got locked up. During the week, I figured out I was gonna break up with this girl, and we had plans on Friday to go out to eat. And I remember during the week, I was like, we'll talk when we go to the restaurant. And then
you planned to break up with her at the restaurant?
I figured it was, respect. In my head, I was thinking I'm showing respect instead of breaking up with her over the phone or something.
Safe place.
Safe. I thought. But here's a huge lesson. We got to the restaurant. It's a nice restaurant. I told her what I was feeling, and then I ended it like, hey, it's not gonna work out, but I hope to be friends or cool with you. And she got super emotional because she felt blindsided. See, I feel like when you do the can we talk, it kind of sets people up. It preps them. It lets them know, I gotta posture up. Because to your point, Jay, it lets them know like it could be a dark, stormy night. When you get my raincoat on because he want to talk. But she from her point of view, I surprised her. She thought we were gonna have a nice little Friday dinner, and I literally hit her with the we gotta talk. And I'm not feeling this. And I had intentions. I was going to break up. I was done. In my mind, it was decided. She got emotional afterwards. Why the manager of the restaurant come to ask her if she's all right? And then he signaled to like the host to call the police because she got all like emotional and was argumentative. And I was scared as fuck. I was like, because I could see like people looking at me and and it's never a good look.
You was going to break up with her, so she made a scene.
Bro, wow. And then when the manager asked her to her face, is everything all right, ma'am? She didn't answer. She buried her face like this, which is horrible. So when he signaled to the hostess to call the police, I paid the tab and bounced, bro. Wow. I could have got locked up that night.
It was a dark and stormy night.
Could have saved my day. Could have saved my day.
So what is the proper way to break up with someone? Because I was sharing a story with my brother-in-law the other day, and he basically made the comment of like if it's a good guy, he might slow walk it, meaning he just starts to distance himself from you until you either eventually get the hint, I guess, that something's off or he's no longer interested or whatever the case may be, or he's trying to figure out an out. He's distancing himself from you because he's trying to figure out an out to let you know that he doesn't want to continue.
Hold on, pause for a second. Your sister got married?
I don't know what they doing, but he's my brother, so
Jay went there.
I can't speak on it. Why you want to put me on the spot? Now I don't know what to say.
Hold on, brother-in-law.
That is my brother. If they not officially married, they might as well be. That's my brother. That's my brother. So yeah, I was sharing the story with him, and he was saying, and it sounds like dude was trying to slow walk the situation. Like, how do you? And next week's topic is, dealing with breakup and or divorce. But like, how do you appropriately break up with someone? How do you do it in the most, like the least damaging, least dramatic way? Do you meet in person? Do you do it over the phone? Do you just like start to like, not reach out anymore or not respond to texts and stuff like that until they get the hint and they just stop hitting you up? Like, what's the proper way to do it, men?
Straight gusto, baby. Look, bitch, this ain't working.
Wow. Really? On the phone or in person?
I prefer in person, but because I don't ever want anybody to ever question my
You gonna take me out for drinks or dinner and then dump me? Like what?
No, whoa, calm down, killer. It's happy hour, and you're gonna get one drink.
Right. And I ordered the salad. I only ordered the salad.
I can't stand y'all.
You're not
I'll
getting
tell you a
dinner.
true story. though.
That is terrible.
You're not getting breakup dinner, dog.
Wow.
We're not going to
You're
be here
getting
long. No.
shit. You're
No
getting
scallops.
a drink on happy hour prices.
I'm done.
And
And then
We
you're
don't
gonna
know
drop.
what
And then
you-
you're gonna drop the hammer. That's wild.
Well, my fiance, I had a fiance before I was married, and she dumped me over a letter. She sent me this huge 2-3 page letter, and the reason she wrote me a letter is because she knew that I would talk her out of it.
She
'Cause
like
she had already
mailed it to your
decided.
house. She mailed it to your house.
Yeah, while she left. Well, we lived together at the time, but yeah,
we'll
she
do this
left.
show when we
That's a
bring
Dear
back
John
on
letter.
Eddie's exes.
I need some
And
more wine for
I'll tell
this.
you, it was kind of healing to read the letter. The first time I was mad as fuck, obviously. You know, I'm thinking, oh shit, this was wifey.
Wow.
But then after I read it a couple times and saw like what she was saying and why she was feeling what she was feeling, you know, it was healing. It wasn't just like, oh, it wasn't no corny like commercial. It's you, not me type shit. It was like, this is how I'm feeling. This is how I've been feeling for a while. And she went deep into it.
So how's that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying like now that I think about it in hindsight, it was a smart move because I would have talked her out of it. I would have tried to pivot her and try to change her mind, if you will. If we were in person, if she tried to break up with me in person, I would have been like, come on, Carolyn, like, think about this. We've built this. We've done, But in her mind, she was like, nah, I'm not going to do this. And I'm just going to drop this letter off and be gone.
Well, how is that any different than a text at the end of the day? Like,
I mean, if it was
same
a calculated
information.
text, because she went into like everything that she was feeling, to what I was doing wrong, my deficiencies, my problems, what she felt was the problem for her.
Mhm.
So she pulled an Aaliyah. She wrote you a 4-page letter.
Back.
So you don't
apartment.
you don't
empty
feel
apartment.
Oh, dang, she packed her stuff and
Oh,
okay, so
God.
you don't feel like any disrespect, or at the time, I should say, I mean, you're obviously married now and moved on, but at the time, did you feel any type of disrespect or felt like
I was devastated.
you were owed more than that? Like she took the easy way out? Like, what were your thoughts on that?
I felt that way in the beginning, but now that hindsight's 2020, I really believe it wasn't easy for her. Knowing who she is, it wasn't easy for her. And I knew she loved me. And she didn't even, matter of fact, we had a phone plan that was the same. She mailed me with the letter. She mailed the phone back just so I couldn't call her. Like it was like she could have been. Even to this day, I don't even know if she's alive or dead. That's how real it was.
Dang.
That's how goodbye it was.
Wow. Like
goodbye, like I've never seen it before.
Yeah, she just completely got the fuck out.
But I'll say it was healing because the letter, like when I read it over again, and I was like, oh wow, that's okay. I can take this and learn from this. It wasn't a slash my tires. It wasn't a fuck you, you trifling. It wasn't none of that. It was like, bro, like it was very practical, logical. It was like an essay, a total breakup essay.
How long did it take you to get over that, would you say?
A year, like maybe 2 years. Facts.
Long time.
All
right. We got 10 minutes left, and I have got to get y'all's, because it's 3 men on here. I got to get y'all's feedback on pressure.
We great men.
What did I say? Yes, you guys are great men. I love you all. What did I miss here?
Nothing. I was just adding an
That's
adjective.
why I said I gotta get this. I gotta talk to y'all about it because I
was just adding an adjective. That's all.
Oh, okay. Everybody, these are great men. Okay. Unfortunately, 2 of them are married and one's, I think, tied up. So, I mean, not unfortunately. I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean it that way. I meant you guys are good ones, but you're already taken. Not unfortunately, like in a negative way. Shout out to your wives who landed good men, but like for the single ladies that tune in, it's like, we need more men like you guys, and unfortunately they don't come as often as we would like. I will say that. But I love that you guys are on here. So I want to talk about pressure because this kind of ties into my own personal shit to a degree, because I have been told repeatedly that I either directly or indirectly make men feel pressured. So my question to you guys is, how do women avoid making men feel pressure because I don't think I
Don't talk.
make men feel
Just kidding.
really. I don't think that I make men feel pressured in my words as far as like, well, you need to tell me what we're doing or like that. But I think indirectly I make men feel pressured.
That's a loaded question. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
I'll say, Carolyn, because of what you just said, you now have to give us examples of what they told you was pressure for them, so we can get the full picture.
Okay,
because,
so like,
and let me preface this: any man is never going to feel pressure from a woman about anything if he's okay and settled in himself and his power and his abilities. Because what he's going to do is he's going to let you know or show you what he's capable of doing, which he already knows is going to be enough.
okay.
As a man.
Well, we know I don't have the best dating history and the best choices in.
Well, and see, that's where it gets a little interesting, because if you're not used to seeing or understanding the true essence of a man, you're not going to know. Hold fast. He is enough. I'm just not used to this. So go ahead with your example, but I'm just letting you know, no real man is going to feel pressure from a woman.
Okay. So, I had a situationship with this guy, and
y'all was fucking. Okay, cool.
No.
You said a situation.
Can I tell my story, please? Not at first we weren't, okay?
I love this. Yo, I love this show.
At first we was just friends, okay? So the point is,
friends before we are lovers.
Really?
That's a real song.
Basically, here's the thing. We were friends. We were hanging out for however long we were hanging out. Then, and I feel like I am me from day one. I truly feel like that. I feel like
you feel like you're what?
I'm me. Like I don't feel like I put on like a thing. Like who I am is who I am from the jump. So I feel like if you're dealing with me, like you get a pretty good picture of the type of woman I am early on. You know, I don't like switch it up. So anyway, I'm seeing this guy, and then we ended up taking it to the next level. Then now all of a sudden he's saying, I'm like, to me, okay, this is the thing with men. Y'all will be so like on a woman's, like all up on her, trying to get her, like, you know, like in those stages where it's like you're trying to impress and you're trying to woo and she's everything, and you guys, the communication is high, and you're like constantly trying to spend time and see her and go on dates and stuff, and all of these things for however long it takes until you guys become intimate. And this is why I say that's what y'all all about, because the minute that happens, now it becomes, so now I am a lot more intentional. Like before, you was just doing all the heavy lifting with the shit, and now that we've gotten intimate, because now right, because now you've put me in a place where I'm like, okay, he's obviously into me. This is obviously someone I can trust. Like, but then the minute that happens, it's like, whoa, you put a lot of pressure on me, because now I'm being intentional. I'm like, like I might use the word we. What are we doing next weekend or whatever? And it's just like, hold on, slow your roll.
Oh wow! Is that what he said?
And no, he didn't say that, but that's what he fucking meant. And I'm like, I'm sorry, were you not the same person that just chased me for 2 months? You know what I'm saying? Acting like I was the best thing in life. And now all of a sudden you're feeling pressured because I am trying to make plans or spend more time with you or whatever the case may be, when I wasn't doing that before. So y'all got to talk to me. Y'all got to teach me how to maneuver with this pressure thing, because
that ain't pressure.
Well, what the fuck is it then? Because he said I'm feeling pressured.
He's lying.
And I'm like,
he is lying to you. He's not feeling pressure.
What the fuck is it?
He's lying to you.
What the fuck? What the fuck was it?
What he's feeling is, I fucked you, get up out my face for a little while.
Oh wow, that's what it is. That's what,
I think it's
that's
We're
what that
hunters.
means.
Jay, hey, break it down, brother, because we're hunters.
But that
I think
makes
it's
no
just
sense. Like, I don't understand, because how are you going to say you want a woman that knows what she wants or whatever? You want this woman. Now you got this woman who's everything that you said that you wanted. And now when now you no longer have to chase her around the
It's
block
called
for
game,
months.
Kentucky. It's called game.
Well, but it's playing games, like you said. And I
No,
don't
it's
play
not
games.
playing a game.
It is playing
It's called
games.
game. He's
It's playing
spitting
games.
like he's spitting fire, hot fire, dialine to get them draws.
I'm done.
Carolyn,
I said it
I
5 times, Jay.
was straight up asking, am I wasting my time with you? Just straight up. Like, it don't even gotta
He
be
go-
complicated.
Eddie,
we don't talk anymore.
Stop.
Oh, damn.
Eddie, stop.
We don't
If
talk
I'm
anymore.
if I'm going straight for the draws, no, you're not wasting your time, baby. You act like a motherfucker ain't gonna lie.
I don't. Why would a player have to lie?
Because he's a player.
right. That's what they
Players don't lie. Players tell the truth. It's
the
too
fuck
easy
outta
to
here.
lie.
No.
Too easy to
Players
lie.
lying is in the playbook.
And after I ended that situation for good, it was like when I went back and I reflected on it, I'm like, what did I do wrong here?
What did you do? Did you do the slow walk, or did you really like constitute that it was a wrap? I just want to know what you call ending.
I just got tired of the not being clear on what we were doing. For one, that was the biggest thing. It's like, I don't know what we're doing here, because you were one way up until the point where we started to get physical. And now after that, you're a different way. And I've been the same me from jump.
So
I don't understand.
Talk that shit up. Go ahead, Jay. My bad. Go ahead, Jay. You've been.
So you said he switched up after y'all did it. Did he switch up after y'all did it once, or did he? Because if he switched up after one time or a few times within like a certain short time period, then that kind of is telling. You understand what I'm saying?
What is it telling me? What is it saying? What was it saying? Because I feel like I really could have avoided a lot of shit had I understood what he was saying then. But
BTD.
At the end of the day, he reached the end of his walk with you. He was walking with you for a while, and y'all was walking, and then everything was, you know what I'm saying, nice grass, nice trees, you know what I mean? Then you finally let him get to that waterfall with the sunset, and he saw it, and he was like, boom, that was beautiful.
Jay giving the mature answer.
If you get to that point, why you don't communicate that instead of continue to drag it out?
In what world does it work if I say I just want the draws?
No, I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm saying you was doing all of these things, and then that happens, and then you continue to still deal, but you're also saying, you're making it seem like it's pressure. And don't forget, I've said this many times on the show.
But see, that's because once he saw the sunset and the waterfalls and everything, you wanted to take him over to the Garden of Bliss somewhere else that was committed relationship and maybe possibly marriage and all that. He didn't want to be over there. He wanted to be at the waterfall with the sunset. You wanted something different after you know what I'm saying, all that. What he wanted wasn't what you wanted. You thought, I see waterfalls and sunsets. That the next place we should go is the Garden of Bliss. And he was like, nah. I was just here for the sunsets and I'm trying to splash. You know what I mean?
But then that goes back to the beginning of the situation where you're not being truthful about what your intentions are, because you don't say, you know, I like you, I find you attractive, like we cool, you know, but
that ain't in the player's playbook, baby.
I'm just looking for a friend
That's
to hang
not in the
out
player's playbook.
and kick it, and then you know we do whatever.
That's not in
I
the
know
player's
it's not,
playbook.
because I would never be okay with that.
Exactly.
And
That's the
and
reason
men,
why.
but
He
it's
took away
but
your right
you're
to first
being
refusal.
but you're
You
being
just said why we
fake.
lied. You literally just explained why we lied.
Y'all need to stop fucking doing that shit.
What? Yo.
No,
Why I gotta
people.
be y'all?
Don't y'all.
I was at a
People.
family barbecue.
Okay.
Because there's plenty of dudes. There's plenty of dudes that done did things for women with women that afterwards they were like, so what we do next? And they like,
Talk
nothing.
about it, Jay. Talk about it.
That's how I'm finna. That's how I'm finna start doing you Negroes. I'm like, oh no, there is no next. I'm finna Rihanna these niggas. Like, we good.
Not Rihanna. What the fuck did you just? What the fuck?
You know, because when Rihanna on You Needed Me, remember when she was like, this ain't that. But I just feel like be honest. So when a man tells you, because when he was saying I feel pressure, I'm like, how am I pressuring you when all I'm trying to do is the same shit we've been doing? Like, what now?
Nah,
all of a
you
sudden it's a
wanted to
thing.
change the dynamic. You wanted to keep doing what y'all was doing, but put a title on it, see if it could become more, yada yada yada.
I mean, yeah, because what is you going there with me for if you're not trying to have more? I don't understand that.
What for when the booty good? I already got what I needed.
Oh my God. Okay.
Sunsets, waterfalls, and rainbows.
So pressure is not a thing. So when a man tells you he's feeling pressured, it's a lie, basically. That's what
Listen, let me tell you something.
Let the women know I'm not the only one who's heard it.
I know, I'm telling you, there's no such thing as pressure. Listen, when a man meets a woman, we already know it's going to go one or two ways. We already kind of know off the break what this is going to be. Just like y'all know whether or not you'll sleep with a man within the first 30 seconds, we kind of know if we're going to wipe this thing up or we're going to play around with this thing. Now, that's not to say it can't change, but we know what time we're on because we know what space we're in. You did? So it's not.
But how you gonna be if you in a fucked up space, then why are you dealing with a good woman? Like, why you don't deal with somebody who's
Hold on. You can't label my space fucked up because it's not what you think it should be.
Okay, you're right. 100%.
Let me explain why. I'm not trying to be funny. Let me explain why. You fuck with a motherfucker that just came out of a marriage. He's not in the space to be in a real relationship. I'm telling you that. But a lot of y'all feel, oh, he's the marrying type because he just came out of him. I'm gonna get with this dude straight up. You're playing yourself. He's not in the space to really engage in another relationship just yet. You're going to be a rebound. Like, that's just what it is. Now, I'm not saying 100% of the time that's true, but most of the time it is. So, but you play yourself by trying to make this man or trying to get with this dude on some real shit when I'm telling you he's on playtime.
That makes sense.
So, you know what I mean? So we can't label the space, but as men, we sort of have a good idea of what space we're in and what role you're going to be when we first meet you.
That makes sense. Thank you for that clarity. So now I know. Because I'm like, how am I putting pressure on
no such thing as pressure. No real man.
I don't understand that.
Just like no real man is intimidated by a woman. And the reason for that is because we're not running the same race.
Right. No, not at all.
We're never running the same race. So I have no reason to be intimidated by you. Jay, I could be intimidated by. Eddie, I could be intimidated by. We're running the same race. We're men. We're men. I'm not running the same race as a woman. I'm never intimidated by you. I can break down any woman down to your femininity because you're a woman. At the end of the day, rich or poor, famous or not. That's why I'm never intimidated by a woman.
All right. Well, I guess we're about 5 minutes over.
My man Jay Hotep. Talk to him.
We didn't have like one, singular topic, so I don't know how we would be giving any parting thoughts. But any last minute things we want to say, we'll start with Eddie and then
You
Jamie.
say whatever. Go ahead, Eddie. Say whatever, baby.
Yeah, man. Nobody loves this show more than me, man. I'm gonna put that out there right now, man. I love this fucking show, man.
Thank you. We love it too.
Killing it.
We love you too, Eddie.
Close to that. Yo, I'm gonna be out there in like on the 15th, man. Hope to check y'all. I'm gonna be out there for like a week and a half, so we definitely got to get up
on a Tuesday.
Nah, he's 15.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
DMV. I'm staying in Sterling. I'm seeing my mom.
Okay.
Oh, you out in the boonies.
Yeah, but y'all ain't too far. Sterling's like 35 minutes.
Hit me up. We'll definitely link up.
For sure.
Yay.
You need to come to the city because my scooter don't go to Sterling.
No, I'm gonna come out your way. I wouldn't.
We'll definitely link up for sure.
I'm gonna come out your way. Come on, man.
And you said the 15th is on a Monday.
15th on a Monday.
Right. So Tuesday, when maybe you can record the show live with one of us.
Yeah. I'll come out there. Y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. I love it. J. Mitch, what you got?
Just hey man, if you're gonna do this dating thing, go ahead and get your money up and spend that $35, $45, $50 or whatever on your copay, and just get some therapy and just have somebody that can kind of guide you, to teach you about you and teach you about what you need to become the best version of you, with another person, and the type of relationship that will work for you. And also, I just want to make a broad, apology to all of Carolyn's exes. We're here for you. We see you. If you need any help, again, therapy, you know what I'm saying? Because I can understand, that you might have went through something, especially if you're a fan of the show.
Wow.
I love it.
Well, I will say I'll apologize to my exes too. Like they're not like bad people. I think they just needed therapy, just like I did. And let's just be clear, I'm a hot mess, but I'm not a cheater. I'm not a liar, and I'm extremely loyal. I'll just put that there. Now,
Was that a backhanded?
No, because I'm not.
But they were.
No, I'm not saying they were.
Okay.
But that's the picture you was painting.
No, I'm not saying that all of them were. What I'm saying
is, have a show where we bring your exes on.
They would never do it because they would have to expose themselves, and they wouldn't want to do that.
Or expose you.
They could get on here. I'm okay with me. That they can only say so much.
You can sit in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? There's like 3 shadows. And no one will know.
We'll see, because I'm still cool with a couple of them. We'll see if we can get on.
Yeah, bring them on. Shit.
Good, yeah.
Anyway, I am sorry. My ex is like, no, some of them are really good guys. All of them are really good guys. I think that like just all of us come from a place of trauma and we need healing. And so therapy is the way to go. And, now that I'm in a place of healing and, working on myself, and I can totally understand my role in the demise of my past relationships, but also understand a little bit more why they moved the way that they moved. Like at the end of the day, it's all tied to the trauma that we all have experienced. And so, yeah, I don't want my exes to feel like I'm always ragging on them. So shout out to my exes. And then also I would say next week, we're going to be talking about how to deal with breakup and or divorce. And so that's why I wanted to have like a very chill, to start the summer season off, like a chill topic, fun, light, because next week we're going to get a little bit heavy. We've all experienced heartbreak. We've all experienced grief. I have one of my guy friends that's divorced told me that, going through divorce is really like going through a funeral. Like it's a very devastating type of situation. And I didn't really understand that because I haven't I've never gone through a divorce, but like to hear him talk about what it's actually like, it makes me be very empathetic, to people who have experienced a divorce and understand a little bit better their mindset. So that's next week. We're so glad that we're back. You know, we had a break, but we love you guys. We thank you guys for coming out. TTN, you guys are so important to us. And we will see you next Tuesday. And I'm gonna give it to Jay to close out.
Yeah. Listen, always, Jay, Eddie, always appreciate you guys' input and coming on every week and messing with us. For real. Always a pleasure. You guys give us balance. We need some more women to come on because Kaylin out here drowning.
We
us
do.
Men, we looking good right now. We looking real good. We make this thing look good.
We do need more women on the show for sure.
Shout out to Carolyn. You know, love. Always love and creating this whole platform for us. And the purpose of this platform is to bring us together, Black women and Black men, closer together because we are very far apart. It's about the love. It's about appreciating each other. It's about understanding. I repeat that every week. I always tell everybody, no matter what you think, I don't care how you kind of shape this up, we need you and you need us. Black men need Black women, and Black women need Black men. Men need women, women need men. Period. That's just what it is. I'm never going to back off that. So no matter how far apart we are, I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to bring us closer together because love is a beautiful thing. We all need it. And nobody want to grow old alone despite popular opinion. With that said, again, we'll see y'all next week. And hey, thank you for tuning in to Tip and Tap Podcast. We bring the spice, but we always keep it nice. Holla!
Good night.